was open, lights were on. I knocked, no response.
A cop walks up to the front door of a family's home.
Hey, anybody home?
Nobody answers the door, so he just lets himself in.
Hey.
You cannot do that. You'd need a warrant.
Anybody home? Sheriff's office?
And he begins to have a look around. About a minute later...
That's bizarre. So his excuse for coming in was, oh, they weren't answering the door. They were ignoring me. This guy's gonna get... Well, that's an easy, fuck, at least like 50 grand. At least. They're probably gonna get more in a civil lawsuit.
And actually, we hear the dog barking pretty much the entire time that the deputy can be heard walking through the house, searching the house. The whole time we hear the dog barking until all of a sudden shots ring out.
Sheriff's office, anybody home?
Did you hear the dog at all when you came?
Oh my god. I hope this guy gets exactly what he fucking deserves. Like, if only there were people who are like the Charlie Kirk shooter, only they really don't like cops like this, you know?
Hey, man. Here?
I did not.
You didn't bark?
Completely quiet. No barking.
Okay.
Then after the shots are fired, and this is pretty bizarre, there's just basically silence. For somewhat of an extended period of time, nothing. It's just silence and silence and silence, and then out of nowhere, the deputy announces, for some reason, sheriff's department, after he's already fired multiple rounds inside this home.
Sheriff's office, anybody home?
Like, it can't be overstated. This guy needs to be wiped out of the fucking gene pool. What a bizarre thing to do. What? This guy's been yelling the entire time. Sheriff's department. Nobody answers. Fires his gun. Is anybody there?
And thankfully, nobody was home, but he was not done yet. So at this point, he goes outside.
Damn it, son.
He holsters his gun, but not for long. He walks around into the backyard and basically searches the backyard and then the garage, again at gunpoint. Thankfully, there.
He was serving a civil notice. Holy fuck. There is like something obviously wrong with police recruiting if somebody like this can be a cop.
There were no more dogs for him to shoot. He then reappears back out the front door of the home, announcing to dispatch that all is clear, that the house is secure, and in the distance we can hear the sirens and the cavalry is on the way because they hear that there's this shooting inside this house. So everyone is showing up.
Wait, 564. Looks like the home is secure. The lights are on.
As a bunch of other police officers arrive at the scene, Deputy Darris then walks them back up to the front door of the house, and he's telling them what had happened. And then, as you'll see, all of these officers, along with the same one who just shot the dog, they all then go into this family's home.
You see, that dog is a big dog, and it came right at me, right around this corner. It scared the shit out of me. Sheriff's office!
This fucking thing. So I came around this corner. The dog got me.
Sheriff's office, make yourself known!
Check that back area as well. The shed out back. It's a one-room shed.
Why are their guns out? What are they like? It's just baffling. They're serving the guy was serving a civil notice. There's no reason to suspect anybody has committed a crime. No one's a criminal here. So if they think somebody is like hiding in the attic, who cares? And at this point, they'd have all that much more reason to fucking hide because you just fucking shot their dog and you have your guns out for no reason. Like, this is nuts. This is one of the, like... I don't know if this is... Like, this has got to be dumber than the train thing. When the cops stopped at the train, or that other shooting in, like, California or somewhere, where the cops shot a guy fleeing from somebody who tried to kill him.
Sheriff's office, make yourself known!
I think it's clear.
Yeah.
There's a couple of cats. I tried to keep the door shut so they won't get out.
Imagine if, like, an old dementia-riddled lady who's, like, deaf ends up showing up and, like, out of the corner, like, she's, is anybody there? And then they shoot her. That would just be great. And you know they'd do it, too. If they saw an old lady get up, you know, they would have shot her.
Door was open, lights were on. I knocked, no response. And the door wasn't just like propped, it was open. Like probably about 45, maybe a little bit less.
Bug right there. Right there.
It's dead.
So they tried to stage a scene.
Okay. I was left open. They couldn't self-service my service. Dog came out.
They colluded and planned this ahead of time. So they staged it to make it seem as though there's a logical reason to think somebody was in the house.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
And then the cops have this sort of group meeting on the front porch, and you can see in their eyes and in their voices, they all know that this was not a good shoot, that this guy should not have been in the house to have a confrontation with this dog. And so you can almost see them formulating a plan to cover their own asses literally right there on the spot. For instance, one of the cops says, yeah, the inside of the house does look kind of disheveled. I mean, go back and look at the footage of them walking through the house on their own body cams. For a house with 4 kids, that house is not disheveled. And even if it were disheveled, it looks absolutely nothing.
This is what they do, dude. It's just what they do.
Like the
They all
scene
do
of a home invasion that is actively occurring so that the cops have to race in, guns drawn. Absolutely laughable, and they know it.
Yeah, I don't think he broke skin, but he got me a little bit there. You're gonna bruise tomorrow. Yeah, I was like,
It didn't break skin, so you're not gonna get any shots or any of that
he
shit.
came at me so fucking quick.
The house was just kind of disheveled.
That's how it was. The doors open. That was me, but some of them were open when I got here.
Nobody's
The lights
home
were
though?
on.
We cleared it now.
No, I haven't touched the lights.
Did you check that back shed yet?
Yeah, we can go take a look real quick, but just this one.
So now they all go into the backyard to search the backyard and to search the garage at gunpoint. And what has not happened here? Who is not there on the porch? Who are they not communicating with? The homeowners of the house. The deputy who was the shooter obviously knew who lived at the house. He was there to serve them with paperwork. The husband is at work. The wife's not there. The kids are at school. Why aren't they communicating with them before they go into that house, before they go into the backyard, before they go into the garage, pointing their guns at whatever is there? Okay, well, maybe this is a crime scene. Okay, what was the crime and who committed it? Oh, but they're not done yet. After they get done milling around in the backyard of this home with their firearms, even more cops now head into this family's home with them completely absent, no communication, just traipsing around the place like they own it, searching the home. And then after they are inside this family's home for about 10 minutes doing God knows what, while at least some of them have body cams turned off from what I can tell. I haven't seen any body cam footage of what they were doing inside that home during this approximate 10-minute period. Then a guy who appears to be a supervisor shows up. This was caught on surveillance cam, not body cam. The supervisor shows up and he asks the shooter what happened. And now yet again, the shooter gives his explanation for what happened. And as I already showed you before, includes at least one lie about allegedly not hearing the dog bark, when we know that he did.
Alright, so tell me what happened, buddy.
I got you. So I came up for a civil process. Initially
They planned all this.
knocked on the door. It was already propped a
staged.
bit, the inner door. And now
This
the door
front
was-
door or side door?
Yeah,
front door.
yep.
Okay.
And when I called out, nobody answered. Called out again, nobody answered. So I jumped on the radio, let them know I had an open door at my call, and there was some cats in there. So as soon as I came in, I shut the door behind me, the glass one, not the
main door.
main door.
Uh-huh.
Called out. As I kept going through the house, I saw lights. None of the lights have been touched.
Uh-huh.
They've all been either left on or how they were when I got here.
Uh-huh.
There were some doors that were already open, some of them were not. So initially I'm thinking stuff was kind of in weird areas. Uncapped, it kind of made me think a break-in.
Mm-hmm.
When I was coming through this laundry room, I got to here, and the dog was just on the other side of the island. And I started to back out. He came right at me. I put my leg out like this. That's when he bit me, and I had to, unfortunately, shoot it.
Okay. You know how many rounds you shot?
As many as it was to stop the threat.
Okay.
But after I confirmed that, I immediately jumped on the radio, let them know. Shed.
When it came in? You hear it?
I did not.
You
It
didn't
was
bark?
completely quiet.
Oh,
No
really?
barking.
Okay.
Now, when I got to the hallway, that's what made me came at.
And or
I wonder if he didn't notice some of the cameras in the house. Because it's funny how they strategically put themselves in front of an outdoor camera that they might be able to see easily.
exigent
But then they'd come up with like lies that are clearly like would just never work.
circumstances, a police officer may not cross the threshold of a residence without a warrant. Here, the officer was at the front door to serve civil service paperwork that did not authorize him to enter the home. He had no warrant to enter the home. He did not have consent, as nobody answered the door, and as far as he knew, nobody was home. The only possible justification for his entry is the existence of exigent circumstances, and that would be a belief that there is some emergency occurring inside. And here, the story that they came up with is that the officer believed that there had been a home invasion or a home invasion in progress. And pretty much the only evidence they're putting forward for this is the allegation that the door was at least slightly open. Not the actual outside door, but the door within that. The video evidence, unfortunately, doesn't show us conclusively whether or not that is true. Now, had the officer who was the shooter been wearing a body cam, we would know for a fact whether or not that was accurate. But for some reason, he was not wearing a body cam. So that evidence does not exist. Other than the allegation that the door was slightly open, I don't see any other evidence that would cause a reasonable belief that there was some emergency occurring inside the house. It can't be the case that anytime we have our storm door closed on our homes and the inside door open or slightly open, that the government can just walk on in to our house, firearms drawn.
I think the reason one of the reasons they're doing this, by the way, where they called so many police, they're wandering around and talking with each other for so long, never even bothered contacting the family. Wouldn't surprise me if they're all colluding together to come up with some story and maybe hide evidence or something. Or plant evidence. They love doing that too.